Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So it's week 3 and the Jets are going to be at home, Metlife Stadium, taking on the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, you look at this Bengals team right off the bat, they're 0-2 this season. Things haven't really gone according to plan. It's not like they've been blown out or anything like that. It's not like they're just a completely different team than last year. It's looking like some of the same problems are presenting themselves with protecting Joe Burrow, him going down with sacks, everything like that, just him seeing pressure, and we're going to get into that in just a second here. But man, we take a look at Cincinnati. Some of their offseason additions. They invested heavily in the offensive line, adding guys like Lyle Collins from the Cowboys, Alex Kappa at guard, who else? Ted Karras at center. It almost emulated the Chiefs in a way, where they said, you know what, we're on the doorstep of a Super Bowl here. What's the team's biggest weakness? What's the team's biggest Achilles heel holding the team back? You know, where can we improve in the biggest way? It's the offensive line. It's protecting Joe Burrow. Again, it hasn't really worked out so far this season, but it's only through 2 games, right? And granted, they've gone up against Dallas, Micah Parsons, and Pittsburgh, TJ Watt, right? 2 solid defenses, 2 defenses with a ton of talent. So, you know, you look at the offensive line acquisitions. In my opinion, again, I know Burrow is still going down and whatnot. He's been sacked 13 times this season. Not good at all there. But I still like the offseason acquisitions. Also, you factor in Daxton Hill, who is the team's first-round pick and actually one of my favorite players in the entire NFL draft. Just super athletic, super versatile, a guy that I'm a big fan of. And I feel like he's going to be one of those building blocks for the Bengals defense for years to come. Now, they did lose a couple players here. Trey Waynes at corner, CJ Uzomah, in fact, to the New York Jets, and Riley Reef at tackle. But all in all, I feel like the Bengals are trying to get back to where they were last season. There were a couple things that, you know, went in Cincinnati's favor, with the Ravens experiencing a bunch of injuries, Baker Mayfield also playing hurt and just turning the ball over at a consistent rate. Also, Pittsburgh's offense was just not that effective last year with Roethlisberger, you know, his whole last season. So Cincinnati, at the end of the day, in my opinion, still have enough firepower, right, offensive horsepower, to get back to where they were last season. I mean, you look at that wide receiving core, it's literally, I mean, it's arguably the best in football. That's not an over-exaggeration here. It's not. Boyd, Jamar Chase, Higgins, those guys are fantastic. Now you add Joe Burrow to the mix. Now you factor in Joe Mixon. I mean, all you pretty much have to do is keep Burrow upright. He's going to distribute the football, right? He's going to pass it around and be the point guard, occasionally make some plays on the ground. The offense is going to put up points if they could just protect Joe, right? The defense doesn't even need to be elite. It doesn't need to be a top 5, top 10 unit. I think really just turnovers. I think if the Bengals can excel in the turnover category, that team's going to win a lot of games, you know, because if you have the offense on one hand putting up a lot of points, and then you have the defense, you know, bending but not breaking, taking the football away occasionally, taking away opportunities for the opposition to put up points, I think the Bengals are going to be a really, really solid team. They have the talent to do it. Okay, so it begs the question, what can the Jets do offensively to have success against this Bengals defense? I really think the big thing here is to protect Joe Flacco. And I know it's kind of funny because we're talking about protecting Burrow long term here, but man, when we take a look at Joe's numbers on the year, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 616 passing yards, okay, a completion percentage above 60%. Those are pretty good. Again, it's only through 2 games here, but all things considered, looking at the teams that the Jets have played so far, Baltimore and Cleveland, you know, like those teams are not bottom feeders here. We have to give Joe a little bit of credit. Also, when we factor in his efficiency numbers going up when he's throwing from a clean pocket, which is a little, you know, obvious at the quarterback position. You could assume that most quarterbacks would look better if they have time to throw in the pocket, but at least Flacco has the numbers on paper he has the resume to prove it. When I'm not being pressured, when I'm not being sacked, my numbers shoot up. I think it's really I think it's really important. I think it's really important I also think feeding the young players is going to be huge. The Garrett Wilsons of the world, Elijah Moores, Michael Carters, Breeze Halls, right? Getting the young guys involved early in this game with the short passing attack. You're not only just, getting the young guys involved, you're spreading the football around. Cincinnati is now in a place to where they're not force feeding the football to one individual person to where they can go in halftime and make adjustments and neutralize him. The ball's being pushed around to multiple places, right? Multiple guys are making plays. And on top of that, Joe Flacco's getting in a rhythm. And what's a really, really good way to ensure your quarterback not getting hit? To get rid of the football quickly. Right, if he's getting hit, then it's we could tack on another 15 after the ball is delivered. Okay, so protecting Joe Flacco first and foremost, key number one, and then number two, really pushing the ball to your young talented players. I mean, these guys are first round picks. These guys are second round picks here. Let's get them involved. Now, when we look at the Jets defense here going up against Burrow in that offense, it's kind of funny because it's the exact opposite of what I'm talking about. It's all about pressuring, getting after Burrow with your front four down linemen, blanketing the deep parts of the field, right? When you think about Jamar Chase, you think about the highlights, you think about the touchdowns. It's Burrow just launching the ball. Jamar Chase just, dominating a corner at the line of scrimmage, just getting right by him and making huge bomb plays. Big impact, kill shot types of plays. That's where the Bengals slice teams apart. That's why you can never count them out of a game. If we all think back to the Browns game, Jets-Browns last week, Flacco hitting Corey Davis, I mean, that's almost Cincinnati on a week-to-week basis, okay? They constantly hit the big play. So schematically speaking, the Jets are in a pretty good position, a pretty natural position to have success right off the bat. The cover 3, cover 4, it's all about not getting beat deep, keeping things in front of you. Corners, safeties, they're all watching the quarterback. They're all watching what's happening in front of them. They're not flipping around, chasing a guy down the field and the corner has to flip his head around. I mean, of course that's going to happen. It's football. It's a lot easier said than done to stop Cincinnati. It's not just, oh yeah, let's run cover 4, cover 3 every play and they're not going to do it, they're not going to do anything. It's a lot easier said than done, but I just feel like systematically speaking, the Jets should be somewhat okay right off the bat. But I think it's key to get after Burrow with your front four. If you have to send blitzes every now and again, that's fine. But, when you think about Joe Burrow, accurate, efficient, short in the really quick, compact delivery, gets the football out, super effectively in the short passing game. I think if you start sending blitzes with your linebackers and everything like that, Joe Burrow is a smart enough guy. He has a quick release. He'll get the football out, and all of a sudden we could be seeing guys like Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd taking a little screen pass or a 3-yard turnaround into a gain of 10, into a gain of 15 until everybody else collapses him. So I think really the front four, guys like Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers, Quinnen Williams, they gotta have success. They gotta win at the point of attack. They gotta win in the line of scrimmage and just dominate the trenches. If they can do that, and you can just blanket the deep parts of the field and make Burrow feel a little uncomfortable back there, I think it's going to be monumental, quite frankly. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What's your take on this game? Do the Jets have a chance? Obviously, the Jets are 1-1. The Bengals are 0-2. And again, it's 1 o'clock on Sunday in Metlife Stadium. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.